Ed Pentin, Rome correspondent for EWTN's National Catholic Register, just returned from a 3-day trip to Iraq. Ed, you traveled to 2 liberated Christian towns. Where did you go and what did you see?
Yes, we went to 2 towns called Karakosh and Karamalesh, and they are only 9 miles from Mosul, and you could even hear the fighting still going on there. Those towns were liberated back in October, and we went really to see what damage there was and what needs to be done, and there's extensive damage there. Almost all the houses were either destroyed or firebombed and burned almost beyond recognition. So there was a great deal of damage, a great deal of reconstruction is needed there, and of course that impacts the local people who feel very saddened and losing quite a bit of hope about coming back to their homes.
You mentioned you can hear a little bit of the fighting from those towns. How close are the areas to ISIS-controlled territory? How close are they to danger?
Well, ISIS has now been really cleared out of that whole area, except for one part of Mosul, which they're trying to liberate now. But most of it is now clear. What danger there is now is a kind of lawlessness, because of course there's no real authority there now, and there's Christian militias there basically governing it, as well as Shia militia. So there's quite a bit of sort of a sense of anarchy there in some ways. Certainly no government to speak of, and also it's without services like water and power and things like that.
Are those really the main concerns then? I mean, is it lawlessness? Is it resources? Is there any other concerns that the Christians there have right now?
Yeah, those are the main ones. The main one is really security. That's what they kept telling us. What we really need is security, but also in local services, even in Erbil, which is a safe part of Kurdistan where all the refugees went to and fled to. The resources there are running out, partly because the world thinks that the place is being liberated, so they don't need help anymore, but that's not the case. So the local clinic we went to is running out of medicine, and in fact in 10 days, if they don't get medicine for chronic illnesses, they'll have nothing to give the patients. So there's a lot of urgency there, a lot of concern about how to deal with the situation going forward.
When you think about the future, how do Christian Iraqis view President Trump and their hopes and dreams in general moving forward?
Well, everybody we spoke to, priests, lay people, everybody, they pin a lot of hope on President Trump, who they see as a great possible champion for their cause. They had no time for Obama. They thought he failed them terribly. But they really do think that President Trump is someone, at least from the statements he's made, will help them and bring them out of this crisis. They really need, they said, to have the international community act on their behalf to bring about security, because without security they can't reconstruct, they can't build businesses, and they can't go back to their towns.
We hear so much about the plight of Christians there in the Middle East. It's nice to hear from someone who was able to go there and talk to them firsthand. Ed Pentin, Rome correspondent for EWTN's National Catholic Register, thanks for talking to us about it.
Thanks, Wade.